What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Jasmine and I'm back with another video. Jasmine Marie. So today I will be doing my makeup and telling you guys a little story time about something that recently just happened today. Right now I just got out of the shower, my hair is wet, I kind of put some products in it. Men are just so creepy, like as you can tell from the title. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and most importantly hit that post notification bell so you never miss a video. I have some bangers on the way for y'all. I'm sorry I've been slacking. Y'all know your girl's 22 weeks pregnant. I've recently been trying to get out the house every single day and walk. Either I get on the treadmill or I go to this trail. So the trail that I normally walk on is right beside my house. The trail is kind of scary. Like, my sister's in the back. She was here with me this morning. The trail is kind of scary looking, right?
The trail is like in the dead woods.
Like it's in the woods. So underneath a bridge, like honestly, if somebody wanted to kill somebody on this trail, that would be the perfect place to do it. So I've been on the trail maybe like 2 to 3 times and I've never had a problem. You know, it's cool, it's a good workout. Where I live, a lot of homeless people tend to like come to our dog area. Like we have like an area for pets to play, so a lot of homeless people tend to like come over there or just walk the streets, period. Like this is Atlanta, so there's a lot of homeless people everywhere. But you know, the homeless people around here really don't bother nobody. They really don't do nothing. So that's why I was really shocked by this instance today. I always stretch before I walk. My sister are stretching right by the little bridge. This man walks up to us. When I tell you, like, I'm such a big energy person, like if anybody knows me, they know I'm super spiritual and like I read vibes very well. So this man came up to me and my sister, and his energy just really like threw me off. Like it made me feel like I wanted to run. Like he wasn't even doing nothing at that moment. He came up to us and he was like, "Do you have a lighter?" We were both like, "No." He was like, "Oh, can you check?" And I'm like, "I don't have no bags on me. Like we literally are just in shorts and a t-shirt. Like we don't have a lighter." So he was like, "Okay, thank you, ma'am." And he was like, "Okay, bye," right? Mind you, we're not done stretching, so we probably stay there for another 5 minutes. And this man just sits down on this rock that is like adjacent to us, and he just sit there and he's just watching us stretch. He's kind of weird. It's like, let's skip the last part of this stretch routine. Let's go ahead and get on this walk because this man is making me feel weird. Mind you, y'all, it's like 9 a.m. so it's like kind of busy outside, but there's not that many people outside yet. Begin to walk the trail, right? Everything's going good, and the trail is dumb long. Like it takes like an hour to walk the whole trail. I'm not even playing with y'all. Like right hand to God, I'm not playing with y'all. I would literally be walking and I would like hear something like moving. It would sound like something in the bushes, or you know, like a rock would skip or something, and I would turn around and nobody would be there. But you know, I'm just trying to get my steps in. I'm just trying to stay keep this belly as snatched as possible so that when I give birth, you know, the snapback is crazy. Boom. There's like a little park at the midway section, right? So there's a midway section. That's how you know you're halfway done with the trail. And me and my sister go and we just sit, we sip our water, where my sister's on the swing, I'm on the swing, and we're just drinking water, chilling right there, right? The same man that was from like the beginning of this story time, the same man approaches us again, and this time he's wearing different clothes. This is what throws me off. He's wearing different clothes. So he had on a red shirt at first, and then he had on a blue shirt. So he approaches us wearing a blue shirt, and at first I didn't recognize him because his clothes are different, but as soon as he started talking, I instantly recognized him. So he came up behind us and he was like, "Yo, do y'all got a lighter?" I turned around like spooked, like and I'm like, "No." I'm like, "We don't have a lighter." And I'm just looking at him, right? And after I said no, giving him like this stank ass face, like a death stare, like I'm looking at him like, cause like, nigga, leave me alone. Like, why did you just come up and follow me? Like, I felt like he followed us all the way over there and asked us if we had a lighter. You just asked us if we had a lighter, we just said no. So say this is the swing right here. He kind of backs up right here. He looks at us like He's just standing there, just looking at us, just staring. My sister is looking at me like she's starting to get worried. She's like, you know, like, this is weird. You're pregnant. Like, I don't want to have to beat this nigga ass by myself. If you know me, you know I'm bold. So I look at him. I'm like, what are you looking at? And he goes, he just looks like. So I tell my sister, I said, get up. And we left. All right, y'all, when I tell you this story gets so creepy, y'all are not even ready for this shit. And this man literally wait a couple minutes after we left and he starts walking. So I can see him in the near distance. Every single time I turn around and look at him, he'll do this. And he'll turn and act like he wasn't just looking at us. We stop and we pick up a stick and a rock because we don't have no weapons with us. Like, we're 2 females on this trail. It's about 9:45 at this point, and you know, nobody else is on this trail except for me, my sister, and this man. I'm like freaking out. My sister's freaking out. Like, we're trying to call people. Like, I try to call my baby daddy. He's not up. My sister tries to call my mom and she's not answering. So we're like literally freaking out. Being pregnant, it's hard for me to run. But at this point, y'all, I literally don't care. I start to run. Okay, let's hurry up and get back to the main road. That way, like, this nigga can't abduct us on this trail. We have the sticks and the rock in hand. Like, at this point, we're like, okay, like, something is finna go down. It's finna go down. And I don't know how he gets closer. And then I'll turn around and I'll be like, what do you want? I kept saying, like, what? Why do you keep following us? And he'll just sit there and be like, just shaking his head. So I'm like really freaked out. Like, nobody's answering the phone. This man is being weird. Like, we need to call the police because if something happens, like, you know, somebody needs to know that we're on this trail and that this man, we need to give a description of him, all types of shit. Like, my survival mode skills were literally kicking in. So basically my sister was like, my phone is dead. Like, her phone had just went dead and her phone is literally always fucking dying at the wrong moments. So I'm like, okay, bet, I'm gonna call. I look at my phone, y'all, guess what? I literally have no service. I have no service because this trail's in the middle of the woods. So I had no service and I'm freaking out. Like, you know, I'm 5 months pregnant. I am not trying to be kidnapped right now. Side note, the brows look amazing. Like, there's like maybe 10 minutes left in the trail and I turn around and the man is not there anymore, right? He's no longer behind us. So I kind of calmed down. I'm like, okay, maybe he got the hint because I kept screaming at him. And I was like, okay, maybe he got the hint. Maybe he fell back and he's not like following us no more. Like, we're almost at the opening. There's a man standing on a park bench. Like, so if we're walking up, his back is like turned away from us so we can't see his face. So me and my sister just like didn't even know what he was doing, right? So he literally would weirdly like look at us. He would look at us, right? Like, the man would turn around, look, and then turn back. And we thought it was so weird, but we couldn't see the person's face. Mind you, the guy that we just like saw on the trail, he wasn't behind us anymore. And remember I told you guys, if you went the other way, like, it would take you almost an hour to get back to the starting point, whereas if you kept going straight, then you would be there in like 10 minutes. I turn and like, I'm just like, who is this? Like, you know, I can see him in the distance, but I'm just glad there's somebody else on this trail. But then as I started to approach this man, me and my sister, it just started getting very weird to me how he kept just turning around and looking. Like, he just kept turning around and looking at me for no fucking reason. Like, we need to walk by him regardless. My sister was freaking out. She's like, Jasmine, no, like, no, we're not gonna walk past this man. Like, I'm scared. I'm like, we have to walk past this man to get back to the road. Like, we need to get back to the road. We need to get back in the house. So as we approach this man, he stops turning around and looking at us, and he just turned his back away from us. So as soon as we pass him, he like, I hear like him say, do you have a lighter? He said, do you have a lighter? I was like, oh hell no, this is the same man. This is literally the same man. So I didn't even turn around. Like, I start full-fledged running. Me and my sister full-fledged running. And I turn around, y'all, and guess what? This man is running behind us, right? So as soon as like we're running, then I stop. Cause I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I get out of breath, right? I get out of breath. I turn around and he stops. As soon as I stop, he stops a distance away. And he's just looking. He's like this. Like, when I tell you this is the weirdest shit I've ever been through, right hand to God, this is the weirdest thing that I've ever been through. This man stopped, starts screaming at him. I'm like, what do you want? I said, I'm finna call the police. What do you want? He's like, do you have a lighter? I said, I just told you 3 times now, 4 times now. I don't have a fucking lighter, nigga. Why are you still following me, you weird ass man? At this point, my mom answers the phone and my mom tells me that, like, to call the police. I tell them what's going on, and I'm like 2 minutes from my apartment. So she said, just go into your apartment. We're gonna dispatch units over there, a unit over there, and you know, we're just gonna check it out and make sure everything's, you know, okay. Mind you, I know how Atlanta PD is. Like, they do not care about shit like this when they have murders and robberies and all types of shit going on in the city. So this, to them, they're like, somebody's following some girls. Like, it's not that serious. We're off the trail now. Me and my sister crossed the bridge and we're walking back to my apartment complex, and it takes about another 2 to 3 minutes to get back to my apartment complex. And when I turn around again, y'all, this man is still behind me, following me. I crossed the road way before the crosswalk, and I start heading into my apartment complex, like towards my apartment complex on the same side. And when as soon as I cross the road, way before the crosswalk, this nigga crosses the road too. We finally make it to the parking garage. And when I tell you guys, this man literally follows us into the parking garage, and then we like are right next to the door. Me and my sister gets to the door. He's probably like a foot away. And as soon as we open the door, this man starts sprinting full speed, y'all. When I tell you, he starts sprinting full speed at the door, like at the door that I was walking into. And it was literally by the grace of God that me and my sister got into the door, slammed it, like the door slammed shut and locked, and he was pulling on the door, like just shaking it, shaking it, shaking it. And I could hear him saying something outside the door, but bitch, when I tell y'all, I was over there in the elevator, pressing the elevator button, and was headed up to my apartment. I'm not even playing with y'all. This man was literally trying to come into my apartment complex. I know he did not live there. I don't want to say he was homeless, but he looked homeless. Like, I made it into my apartment. By the grace of God, I made it into my apartment safe. He did not come up here or get to see where I live. Police showed up almost 20 to 30 minutes after I made it into my apartment safe. They showed up 20 to 30 minutes later. They said they didn't see anybody, just to be cautious walking trails like that. They asked me that I want to file a police report, but you know, I definitely just gave a description of the man and said, you know, like if I ever see him again, to call, which was complete bullshit. Like, what the fuck? How does it take y'all 20 to 30 minutes? And then if I was kidnapped, y'all would have been looking with your lips poked out like, oh, we should have got there quicker. Like, it's just ridiculous. I hate Atlanta. I will never, never, ever go on that trail again. I'm traumatized. Like, and the way I'm explaining it, it was much more, like, it was much more crazy and scary in the moment. Like, me and my sister was literally freaking the fuck out. This is the final product of the Get Ready With Me. This is my makeup look. This is kind of like my everyday look if I do makeup. I haven't been wearing makeup that often, but I'm glad you guys tuned in to this Get Ready With Me story time. I have more story times that I have in the vault that I need to tell you guys, because you guys know I'm a story time teller. I'll see you guys in the next video. And ladies, no matter what city, state you're in, make sure you're always being safe and checking your surroundings, because I can only imagine if me and my sister weren't so alert, what would have happened or what would have went wrong. But I'm blessed, me and my baby are safe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.